being a Christian, following the example that God gave you, and doing what the things that Jesus put out, laid out for us to do, that's the hardest thing in the world I ever did in my life.
Greetings, 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 generations at the altar. Nights, family, you gotta be specific because y'all be acting like y'all forget. Listen, y'all don't even know. We locked and loaded, ready again to bring you an amazing episode. But who we got tonight?
Well, we have Detrick Green. Many of you will know him as Detrick Salter. Graduated from East High School, class of 1994. Yay! Okay.
And where? Because people will got people watching
Tennessee.
all around the West. Like we
You
are.
know what it Mustangs. Okay.
Yeah, but in Charlotte, the Mustangs are associated with another school, but I won't call that name out.
But I mean, they probably not like East, you know.
We are. They are.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so Detrick is the founder of F.A.T.H.E.R.S organization, and I was following him on Facebook and looking at a lot of his posts and just on his website and looking at the work that he's doing in the community for the fathers, for the families, and in effect, it's affected the children in a great way. And we wanted
the fathers in a great way.
Oh yeah, fathers in a great way. I was just saying the fact that what he's doing for the fathers.
It trickles down.
Yeah.
To the children. Yeah, it's y'all ain't even ready for what this. Listen, this is good. This is about to be good. I'm excited about going into it. So please stay tuned, watch, comment below, like, share, repost, and let us know what you think. And we'll see y'all at the end to talk about what we thought. So just pay attention to our face afterwards.
All right.
Peace.
Faith and Colin, what moment in your life did God make it clear that you were called to start the Father's organization, and how did that encounter shape the mission?
I went to federal prison in 2009. My daughter was born in 2000, so at this time she was 9, and I hadn't been around her in consistently in a few years. I was out running the streets, selling drugs, and I didn't want to have my daughter in that lifestyle. So I kind of kept her away from there, trying to do right in the wrong situation. Mm-hmm. And I went to prison. And one day I was talking to Desmond Merriweather, one of my best friends growing up. We all grew up together, kind of helped each other grow up because all our dads were missing. So right before I went to prison, he started coaching basketball. I started coaching middle school right before I went to prison. And I was with him at some of those first practices. He was like, man, this is what we going to do. We're going to help these kids, this, that, and the other. And I ended up going to prison. So, and he ended up getting sick. He ended up having cancer. And they gave him a couple of weeks or something to live. So one of our other friends ended up writing me a letter and telling me about it, him and my mom. And Desmond ended up kind of getting a little better. And he was like, Desmond said, call him. So I called him, and he was like, hey, man, I'm out here about to give up my life for these kids. I know you ain't going to come back up out of there and do the same thing that got you in there. What you going to do when you get home to help me?
Wow.
Yeah, I thought about that for a couple of days. And me and him started corresponding, talking on the phone. I called him and stuff. And when I called him back, I had the solution. I had prayed about it, and I had been working in the chapel while I was in prison the whole time. So I'm getting a better relationship with God at this point. And I came up with the organization. It just came to me one day. I was just praying and thinking about what Desmond was talking about, and my daughter and all that stuff. So I got back on the phone with him, and I said, since you got them kids, I'm going to get their daddy. It was like, what you mean? I said, I'm going to start the organization because I ain't been in my daughter's life, and that's what we missing because we ain't have our daddy. And he was like, how you come up with that? And I was like, I just piggyback off what you were doing. And I feel like that if the father's in the house, then we ain't gonna have all these problems with you trying to get these boys to the games and helping them grow up. And if we get their fathers involved, then that take a lot of pressure off you and what you got going on. And it also rebuilds the community. So I prayed about it again, and I got on a manual typewriter and typed this organization up. And I didn't know how to type.
I love it. Come on.
That was all Holy Spirit inspired, sounds like, huh?
Yeah. And then, as I was doing it, I started thinking about what was our original reason for being created. Because I had been in the chapel, like I said, I've been in church my whole life, but I wasn't really following what I was supposed to be doing. I was doing my own thing. And I started trying to figure out trying to understand why we were originally created. And we was created in the image and the likeness of God. And the prayer that we pray is our Father who art in heaven. So if we supposed to be following the example that God set and we men, then that's what we supposed to be doing. So I came up with that acronym, focusing attention towards helping enrich relationships spiritually. So what it is getting back in your proper relationship with God, and that'll put you back in your proper position. And then you start operating from the foundation that we're supposed to be operating from. And that's how it all started.
That's good. That's good.
Ladies and gentlemen watching, get your offerings ready because the preacher's preaching. I love it.
Okay. All right. So, identity and fatherhood. How has your personal relationship with God influenced the way you understand and walk out fatherhood?
Relationship with God, because you're gonna be convicted. When you're in a relationship with God, you're gonna get convicted. So I've been married for going on. I got married in 2017. I've been with my wife for about 11 years. We grew up in the same neighborhood and stuff. And I only got one child. My daughter got two children, and all our kids grown. And since I've been home, I got home in 2014. And since I came home, I was always trying to, do things the right way. Follow God, because my relationship with God is always convicting me. So I was like, I gotta be an example to my daughter of how this thing's supposed to go. So I came home, I got married and stuff, and then after she graduated high school, she got married. And consequently, she got a divorce and stuff, got a discharge from the Air Force, medical discharge from the Air Force, and she was living in Nashville. I was living in Memphis. And, we was building. We building our relationship. I'm building a relationship with my wife and her kids, and I'm being the example of a good father for everybody. So my daughter ended up moving to Houston, where I am now. And I came to visit her. And on that visit, I got convicted. Man, you've been away from your daughter from the time you was selling drugs and stuff. Then you went to prison for 5 years. That's almost like 9-10 years you've been away from your daughter. You got this organization where you give out outstanding father awards, but you're not presenting yourself as the award. You got to be the award. You can't just be giving it out. So I'm standing in front of my daughter, and she, at this time, she going through the divorce and all this stuff and moving to a new city, and she by herself. And when I came here, I got conviction from God, like, man, you got to go. You got to get up and go. Whatever you got going on where you at, you got to get all that, give it back. I got something else for you, because you need to be in a position where is the award. You are representing what you're giving out. And I gave up everything and I followed God.
Man.
Man, I can't, man, you're going to make me roll on the floor. But I mean, this is so critical for men to hear. Because I, like you, bro, I was out there, been to prison, out of my son's life, my oldest son's life. And even thus far, I'm not going to jump in the interview, but I'm saying even thus far, bro, to tell you how powerful what God is doing in your life, it's impacting me sitting here thinking about my oldest. Because when I went to prison, he was about 3 years old. By the time I got out, he about 5, 6. And even from then, the relationship was strained. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just think, as long as I'm out here doing good, going to prisons and speaking, and I'm doing all this stuff, going around speaking and stuff about making good choices, making sure kids and adults don't do what I did. But like you said, if I'm not showing up as the true example of what I'm putting out there, I'm failing. So, man,
And one time I was reading the Bible one day, and it said, if you don't take care of your own household, then you're a disgrace to the kingdom.
yup.
And I was like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do with my household. But I was in the house with my wife and her kids. I ain't in position. I ain't in the proper position because I'm supposed to do that for my daughter first.
Good Lord.
Because that's what he blessed me with. Regardless of the situation and how she got her, he blessed me to be to follow his example and show who he is through my actions. And I wasn't doing it. So the things I'm trying to do, and I'm not in alignment with God all the way though. So when I got here to Houston that day, I came to visit my daughter. It was an overwhelming feeling. Like you could be as successful as you want to be in man's eyes, but in my eyes, you're not in alignment. Give it up. And it hurt me. I was case managing in gun violence prevention at the time for youth villages. I had turned my whole life around. You know, I'm thinking I'm going to church like I'm supposed to. I'm speaking. I'm mentoring. I'm giving out the award. I got 42 guys on my caseload at this time. And he said, all them 42 guys you having don't amount to you not helping your daughter. So I had to give it up, man. And the transition been kind of hard, but I ain't worried about it because God told me to do it, so He gonna make sure I'm okay.
Yeah.
Because you see, Holy Spirit is acting up. Because I was getting ready to ask you. I know that's what you was heading towards. Like God done told this man, pack up everything and go be where I'm telling you to be at. Like Abraham, pack up and go somewhere you ain't even been. Like you said, she was in Nashville, you was in Memphis. She went to Houston, and God said, go where she is. Good Lord, man. Good Lord. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. No, yeah.
Blame him. He got me all caught up in it.
Okay, well, going to the third question. And this is one.
Hold on. Before you go to the third question, I got to say this because I was looking at the questions and I wrote this down so I could tell the people this. Fatherhood is not a privilege; it's a responsibility. So you don't get to act like just because you do the action of making the baby, that's it. Now, the reason why the action of making a baby is so beautiful to do is because of what come out of that action. So this ain't your privilege to be going around doing that action. Man, it's a responsibility that come into action that we supposed to be teaching them before the action even happened. We having problems because we don't know the foundation of this thing. We skipping all over that, and then we get in these situations where we have kids or be with people who have kids that we're not married to, and it ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with rebuilding and starting from where you are, but we got to be honest in the beginning and say we had made a mistake from the start. So whoever we get with have to understand that we have corrections to make in our life in God's eyes first, and then we move there because God first, and then your family, and then you. So if God first, you have to go with what God put down first. In order for this thing to go right, you got to put down what God. You got to pick up what God put down for you and move from there. See, I was picking up what the world was putting down, and I was trying to use that to do right with it, which is cool. When you're in the world, people are the world, but when you get out of the world and you try to and you start following that example, then you know what's right. You know what? I don't care who get mad. I don't care who not on your side. If you following God, that's got to happen. Some people killed Jesus. Yeah, so if he said we're gonna be able to do greater things than he did, you better be looking for somebody to be trying to kill you.
Yeah, that's true. That's powerful. I'm glad you said that because it made me think about, most people at my high school, at our high school, knew who my daddy was. He showed up at the track meets. He's very people knew him. They could hug him. They could talk to him. He even gave some people jobs after high school, stuff like that. He was having conversations that I didn't even know was going on, at the track meets and football games and stuff like that. And so
it's crazy because my classmates and the relationship they had with their daddies influenced me later on in life. I used to just go around Jesse and Tisdale and different of my friends because they had two parents. And I wanted to get that feeling. All my life, almost all my friends was involved with their dad, unless their dad had passed or something that was outside of our neighborhood. All of the guys that I hung out with kind of was had a relationship with their dad, and I seen the difference.
Yeah,
I seen the difference early in life at how kids grow up that got dad in the house with them, and kids that come from a single mom. It's a difference.
it is.
It's a huge difference. Because as hard as my mama had me when she was 15, and as hard as she tried, she just didn't know. And then my daddy wasn't there, so I learned a lot of stuff trial and error. And once I decided to be serious with my relationship with God, then he became my daddy. So most kids follow in the footsteps of their parents. So I'm just doing that. I'm following the footsteps of my parents. I'm following God. So that's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I got a father that's greater than everything. So whatever situation I mean, it's only because he want me to be there, and I gotta figure out what it is I gotta get out of this situation to help somebody else, because it ain't about me.
That's good. That's good.
That's good.
That's what I see.
But I love it though, because I'm always just encouraging that father-child relationship, because I know what it did for me. And I know how it impacted, those that were around me. Like people like, can I have your daddy? I'm like, no, he mine, but I share him, even from him going on the track trips and things like that, and just being there. Everybody knew who Mr. Taylor was. So I can definitely respect, what you're doing. I understand it, the mission, behind it, and just how it would be beneficial, for the youth to have that. Because it's like times that I be talking to my husband, he was like, "Babe, everybody didn't have what you had, but I be wanting it so bad for like my girls to have with their father, and just it's like I could see that if it could just happen, like that way, then it would change them, because for women, the fathers help shape your image, your confidence, and things of that nature, to have your father pour into you and tell you you're beautiful, tell you that you're smart, tell you that you're the prettiest girl, things like that, that you're the smartest girl and stuff like that. When they put those seeds inside of you, then it does give you a confidence, and you'll deal with people differently. Not that you will put people down or anything like that, but you'll know what not to deal with, for the most part, because of the example that you have in your father. So yes, I love it.
What Detrick is saying, I hope that people watching get it. What Detrick is saying is natural, it's physical, but it's spiritual too. Because, say for example, for those people that might be like, well, my father ain't gonna be like Detrick. My father ain't gonna be like Papa Cliff, or they ain't gonna step up to the plate. But what Detrick his story screams is, when all else fails, if you can get these people to understand, especially him, he is who he is as a father, foundationally because who God is in his life. And when, say like my daddy, I'm like Detrick. My mom had me at 15. I ain't seen my daddy but one time. And that was because my mama woke me up and said, Titus, I was about 8 years old. She said, Titus, here go your daddy. And I opened my eyes, I looked at him, and I went back to sleep. And the next day I thought I dreamed, and she was like, oh, he left. Never seen him again. When I was in high school, probably about 16, they came to the office and said he died in a car accident.
Wow.
And here's the crazy part, Detrick. I tried to cry. Because that was the emotional thing I felt like I was supposed to do, but I was crying for somebody I didn't even know. So I was just like, I'm a bit. But really, if I was going to cry, Detrick, it was the crying because of mourning a relationship I never had. So I'm like, Detrick, I done had to turn this thing to God. And and like he said, once God becomes father, and I want to be like my dad, it takes on a whole nother world. So I want people to get, yes, he's talking about that physical, natural father and how we should show up. But his story screams that part about, bro, you better make sure God is who he is in your life. And if you take that on, like he said, we were created in the image. Listen to that. I was created in the image and likeness of God, my father. I'm going to be out here just acting whatever. I can't. You can't do that. And his story screams that. So look, I'm taking it in. Go ahead. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just a fly on the wall enjoying. Go ahead.
Okay, so which leads to the third question about healing generations. Well, the question is, many families are impacted by broken relationships with fathers. Like y'all already went off into it. Yeah. How does your organization help restore identity and healing in men and their children?
Just like you said, by providing them with an example of how to restore. You got to show them how to do it. And just like Titus was saying, my relationship with God is the example. So I got to walk that way every day. I don't have to tell nobody nothing. I don't have to go have a big following of people around me when I'm not up with the microphone talking. My walk is the microphone. Yeah, what I do in my actions every day is the microphone. It's just like when you're in the house with your siblings, or you be an example for your kids in the house, they gotta follow that example that you putting out there. So my ego, I gotta remember that I'm following the example of God, and that's what people looking at. So I gotta have that integrity and be doing that when ain't nobody watching. When I'm in the house by myself, I gotta still be that example. So teach them that way, and that way when they following the path you chose to go on to restore alignment with God, because you're following God and you know that. So that's my whole thing. I don't try to preach or talk to people or tell them how to go. I show them.
Okay, there you go.
Why I'm doing the counseling right now is because there's a stigma in our community. There's something wrong with counseling. So a lot of black men that's not in alignment, they scared to go tell somebody. So I'll be the first one to tell somebody from my side, from where I come from the hood and the projects and all that. I'm showing the guys that I come from, that came from where I came from. Ain't nothing wrong with getting no help. That's the resources God provided for us. That's why they got degrees. That's why they got to learn. That's why they got expertise in this area, because God allowed them to do that. Just like He allowed a doctor to be a doctor, a lawyer to be a lawyer. He allowed these counselors to be counselors to help us get to another stage in our relationship with God. And ain't nothing wrong with that. We gotta show them the example of how to change, how to restore. If we don't, then we just spinning our wheels, because they following rappers, entertainers, jewelry, cars, clothes. Nah, follow God.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to show them. I try to show them the materialistic side, because everybody influential to somebody. Somebody watching you, even when you don't think they're watching you. So I was influencing people to go the wrong way, and you not in alignment. So the hardest part for me is staying the course, because in my mind I know I could do it a different way, or I think I could do it a different way, but nah, that ain't the way God is ordering these steps.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's gonna be hard. Being a Christian, following the example that God gave you, and doing what the things that Jesus laid out for us to do. That's the hardest thing in the world I ever did in my life.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder than prison. It's harder than growing up in the projects. It's harder than running from the police and getting into it with it's harder than all that, because you're not in control. You got to let God control take the wheel. He said, Jesus, take the wheel. You got to let Jesus take the wheel. And it's hard riding on the passenger side when you got an ego. So bad, you had to overcome all this trials and tribulations in your life, and you built up a certain sense of strength because of all the stuff that you feel like you overcame. But the whole time it was just God guiding you through those situations. So when you understand that, and then you understand that your test is the testimony for somebody else, that's all you need.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it. Wow.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Okay, Detrick, I get number 5.
What?
Number 4?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, number 4. Okay. I get number 4. Spiritual leadership. What role does faith play in helping? Look, we didn't hit that one. Mm-hmm. But I'll ask it anyway. Spiritual leadership. What role does faith play in helping men become spiritual leaders in their homes and communities?
Faith for me is belief, right? So how can you expect somebody to have faith or belief in you when you don't have faith or belief in nothing outside of you?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You can't expect people to do something that you ain't doing. That's what a lot of our problem is. We expect people to listen to us and not follow us. But they don't follow before they listen. So I go to a lot. I've been to a lot of churches since I've been here. I've been to a lot of churches in my life, and I see. I don't know. God gave me a ability to feel things. So
Come on, Prophet.
I just be when I go to these churches, I can see it's like a basketball team or a football team. They're a reflection of the coach.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
People in the church are a reflection of the person who lead them, who was gave charge or responsibility to lead them. They're a reflection of that. So you can tell the fruit by the tree.
Come on now.
So, it's a whole lot of churches in the city in Memphis. Every neighborhood corner and all the neighborhoods seem to be bad and stuff, right?
Wow.
Well, all I got to do is go to the tree and see what kind of fruit it's producing.
Yeah.
That's it right there. So you can't. My faith in God is so strong now that I see I see the fruit he producing from this tree.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
This would have never happened if I was doing what I used to be doing.
Right.
We would never be able to provide this information for people through y'all podcast, which is great. I be watching y'all all the time. I just don't say nothing. But I watch y'all because in reality, y'all the example of what it's supposed to be.
Wow.
See, this right here is the nuclear family. What we doing? What y'all doing is called a nuclear family. See, when you get two people that's in alignment with God, that's more powerful than them bombs they sitting off over there in Iraq. See, that's what they scared of. What y'all got?
Thank you, Lord.
This what y'all doing in y'all life is the solution to the community. That's the thing that broke the community. They broke the family. So how you restore the community? You rebuild a family.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. On that.
D trying to make me cry, man. We supposed to be hard for Jesus. Come on, let me. I can even give him a question, man. Here we go, Detrick. Number 5, bro. Legacy and impact. When you think about the next generation, what kind of legacy do you hope the Father's organization leaves in the lives of the families of communities?
The question last night, and I wrote down. I just want to leave the right legacy, the correct order. I want them to see the correct order. I want them to see the example that y'all set. That's why I give out Outstanding Father Awards, because it's an example. I'm gonna give y'all this story. Since I've been here, my daughter, like I said, she was in the military, so she living in like VA housing or whatever right now. And her plan was because she do weddings and stuff, decorating, all that for weddings and stuff. So she wanted to get a destination wedding venue for her first property that she was going to purchase. She wanted to get a wedding destination venue and live on the property. And she always talking about land and stuff for the family and leaving it for her kids and stuff like that. And when you talk about legacy, when I got here, that's what me and her always talked about. And last week, she signed to close on a duplex. Her first property here is gonna be a duplex. She gonna live on one side and she gonna Airbnb the other side. It's like 10 minutes from downtown Houston. But the whole reason this coming about is her mom and me and her mom kind of bought a house. We weren't never married, man. And she understand that process, but as we've been talking, she started to understand what breaking generational curses is about. And so what me and my daughter put on our plate to do is be the one to break the curse in my family on my side. Because nobody on my side has done that. Wow. Nobody hasn't built with their dad. Nobody hasn't tried to find out, the family history and where all of us came from. By my last name being changed or whatever, I found out that my dad didn't know his granddad, didn't know his grandma, and my great grandma got killed when she was like 25. Wow. So he didn't know his grandma because his mom didn't even know her mom. So, and then when my great grandma died, her dad had left and got a whole nother family. So my dad didn't know his grandma or granddad. Wow. And just finding some people in my family and kind of learning about the family history, it started getting me to be more conscious of that when I talk to my daughter. Tell her about where she came from. And inside of it, it's crazy because when I met my family on my daddy's side, they stay in Moscow, Tennessee. And one of my cousins still live on the property that my family was picking cotton on. And when I talked to my daughter and what she trying to build with buying these properties, she want to buy these type of properties everywhere and give people a chance to build up when they in certain situations or they need somewhere to live, to stay for a short-term leasing or whatever. She want to build these properties to help people build the foundation of their lives.
Wow.
So it's coming from me and her relationship. You know, I give a lot of credit to my daughter's mom because she provided a good example for my daughter. You know, I can't take nothing away from her for that. You know, but my job now is not to dwell on the part that I missed. Now I got to enhance what she was already given.
Wow.
And
That's good.
man, when I tell you nothing I accomplished, nothing I overcame is greater than my relationship with my daughter.
Wow.
I made that with all my heart. I ain't never felt like this before. No matter how much I done had plenty of money and cars. I ain't got none of that stuff, but I got a relationship with my daughter that supersedes all that. And it made my relationship with God even stronger because this the blessing he gave me.
Wow.
He entrusted me with a life like I entrust my life to him.
Wow.
So man, that's the thing I want to leave. If God gave you the gift, it's crazy almost to think that we disrespect the gifts we get from God.
Wow.
I'm talking about like now when I wake up, I know the fact that I woke up is the blessing. Not everything that come after that.
Wow.
You got blessed to get up to be able to do whatever it is you got on your mind to do. The first thing happened was you were blessed to open your eyes.
Wow.
So I won't disrespect God no more for giving me that opportunity to live. Things don't happen. We're going to go through trials and tribulations. That's life. If you plant a seed in the ground, it got to die, got to germinate, it got to do all type of things before you get the fruit or the roses or whatever come out of that. So it's a process with all this stuff, and you can't get nothing from God unless you go through that process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a process. Even when you came into the world, you had to stay in your mama's stomach for 9 months. So why you think something on this earth gonna be instant gratification when you had to go through that process to even get here? So that's what I'm trying to leave, bro. We getting blessed every day. We get multiple blessings every day and overlook them because of our ego.
Wow.
Now I'm just following God, no matter what. No matter if it comes with crucifixion. No, because he got somewhere set up for me after this that's better than here. So I'm cool. But I'm gonna manifest heaven right here by following him.
Come on now.
Yeah.
All this stuff, he made all this stuff. He gave us the opportunity to have all this stuff. Ain't nobody better than nobody else. Ain't nobody smarter. Ain't nobody getting more favor from God. The only thing happening is some people in the land and some not.
Come on now.
And I ain't mad at you for getting blessings from wherever you get your blessings from, because I'm in alignment with God, so he ain't gonna allow me to harp on it or be jealous of it or even wonder where it came from, because I don't care, because what's for me is for me and what's for you. And I'm gonna keep praying every day that you get everything that God got for you. And you get it in the right way. I don't care if you try to kill me or I don't care about none of that, because I'm just following God. And I know it's some atheists out here that don't believe in God, and he wake them up every day.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's giving us that chance to understand who he is by any means.
Yeah.
So that's the legacy I'm trying to lead. Don't use your circumstances, your situations, and all that stuff to dictate your relationship with God. If you just start following him, regardless of the situation, because I had a hard upbringing, life, all that. None of that don't matter, because he saved me. He kept me through all that. So what was the reason God blessed me to even be 49, almost 50 years old, and made it through prison, college, the projects, single mama, all these things? What was the point in that if it ain't about legacy? You got to be about legacy. You got to build from where I put you in so you can show somebody else how to build from there. It ain't the end. You don't have to follow the negative energy or the devil or whatever you want to call it to get these things that you're trying to get. You just got to be patient. That's in the word. You got to be patient.
Ooh, come on now. Yeah.
Yeah, we looking for something right now. He said the devil told Jesus, man, I give you all that if you just denounce God.
Ooh, all of
I'll
that.
give it to you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to you right now today, this minute, if you just do that. He said, no, I'll go through the process.
Come on.
When you work, it's crazy because the stuff that's in the Bible, it translates into your real life every day. You know, when you work real hard for something, you take more pride in it. But when somebody just give you something, you'll throw it away, don't care nothing about it. So that's the thing that happens. When the devil give you these blessings, they just throw them away by jewelry, by drugs, and, you know, try to look good for the people because that blessing ain't coming from where it's supposed to come from. So it ain't doing what it's supposed to do, man. It's misleading millions of people because they think their blessing came from God. Your actions lead these blessings to come. No, because you in the world. And them type of blessings don't come from God. I ain't got nothing materialistic that came to me that I thought was from God. I think that stuff manifests out of your actions, you know, and it ain't gonna be like, my thing is, I don't want Bentleys and big houses and all that stuff. I want to have a house. If I can afford to have a Bentley and big houses, first off, I need whoever mentoring me to be able to have those things as well. So I don't mind giving 10% of a tithe because I understand the more I have, the more tithe I can give.
Yeah, that's true.
So sometimes we be like, I ain't got but $100. I don't want to get 10. I ain't gonna give nobody no $1,000 if I got 10,000. But man, he bless you to have that 10,000. He bless you to have that 100. So you got more than you need. Why not help? And a lot of times people say like, man, the preacher doing whatever. I don't care what the preacher doing with it. Obedience is greater than sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just being obedient. I used to think I was paying tithes when I was going in community, giving out food, doing all that. No, for you, that's self-gratification. And a lot of people won't admit it. You know, but what I was doing was getting my reward on the spot. So I'm getting my reward. The reward is the appreciation for you helping somebody. That's the reward. But we looking for material gain out of helping people. Now the reward is you was able to help.
Yes, sir.
The reward is the gratification you got from helping them, from seeing them do better or be in a better situation. That's the reward. You don't get nothing for that. So what God will do for you in those situations is he'll give you the ability to be able to help more people. So it'll manifest that way and you'll start having things, but it won't mean nothing. Yeah, this stuff, I'm here. I don't even know how I'm here. I ain't in my career field. I ain't making the money I used to make. None of that's going on. Matter of fact, my wife in Memphis and I'm in Houston. And we doing the same thing with our kids, being there for our kids in their time of need. And it kind of caused us to be away from each other. And I thought about it and prayed about it. And I realized this is just God playing. Yeah. So if you say you're going to follow God, he going to test you. He going to see if you really on that path with him because he'll take everything from you. Yeah, he'll take everything from you, your job, your family, your cars, your career. He'll take all that from you to see if you're going to keep following him or if you're going to revert back to your old way. Because trust me, there's been plenty of times I've been sitting here thinking about, I could go to the doctor, give me some pills and go sell me some pills. I done thought about all that because I'm a human being. I ain't going to shoot like I ain't perfect.
Right.
I don't do everything right. You know, being completely honest, it been times where I go in the Kroger and don't scan everything. And I have to go outside to the car and say, man, why you do this? Immediate conviction because you know what you're doing. And then now since you did that, now you need to go tell somebody you did that so they won't do that. And convict yourself in public because you did that in public. And it's hard for me to be like, admit to when I'm doing wrong. But in order for you to help somebody, you got to admit you're wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
So my thing is, that's something I want to leave. I want to leave righteousness. I want to leave the example that was given to us from the start.
Yeah.
All you got to do is follow me. Yeah. You know, a lot of the prophets and a lot of the people in the Bible went to prison, was in all type of situations. Job situation, David. All these situations is real life stuff that happened, and if we gotta just stay humble and steadfast in our walk.
That's it.
And when you do that, like I said, like I'm saying now, I ain't get on here to tell everybody that this the easiest thing you gonna do. When you give your life to God, everything gonna be peaches and cream. Now you gonna have to start working when you give your life to God.
Yeah.
It's a everyday thing. Like you got to work on yourself every day because your ego gonna test you all day long. Yeah, I come from a lot of dysfunction, and I got to fight that every day. Yeah, I got somebody was parking at Kroger. They got out the car, started going off on me and everything. And I'm like, I immediately pulled up and got out and explained to him. I ain't go back and forth with him like I would usually do. I just explained to him, bro, this situation could have went a whole nother way. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to him is don't allow your anger for whatever situation you in to cause you to get on a worse situation.
Yeah.
Because you don't even know me.
Right.
And my capabilities, because I could kill you right now. And you just mad about a parking space. Yeah, I just went a couple of spaces down and parked a little farther down. And say that whole confrontation to escalate into something that it don't have to be. And at the end of all that, we end up shaking hands instead of killing each other.
That's good. That's good.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Legacy.
That's good.
This is good.
Can't wait for this to air. Yeah. This is good.
This is good.
Smiling.
This is good. Look, you gonna ask him on air. I need to know what size shirt you wear because you done gave me some quotes for some shirts. I gotta send you some shirts. You gave me all kind of quotes. You gonna have to let me know what size you were. But this was amazing, man. My goodness. Come on, baby. What you got to close us out with?
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I heard everything that I need to hear. I'm just so glad to see that this is my classmate doing this. Like, you know, we very rarely get support of one another, you know, especially when it comes to Jesus. So I'm just so glad to see what you're doing. I'm proud of you. And when you post stuff, I'm gonna share it and I'm gonna send people to your website.
And I'm sending you a friend request, so don't be acting like you don't know who I am when you get.
I got you, bro. All
right, I'm about to send it.
But thank you.
I gotta say this. My classmates from 1994, I probably have given about 10 guys out of my class an outstanding father award.
Wow.
And it's crazy because I wasn't giving them out because I knew them. I was actually doing it because of what they was doing with their kids and stuff. And the example they was setting.
Wow.
And what's amazing to me is all of us came from those type of situations, and all of us changed it.
Wow.
Another thing about this award, before we leave, I got to see it. It's only been one person that I gave an award to that haven't followed through, and I've probably given out over 100 awards.
Wow.
All the way to these guys getting custody of their kids and going to daddy-daughter days and getting involved with other father organizations in Memphis and around. I got one of my guys that's in Mississippi that's actually gave out a couple of awards in Mississippi for me. I gave out some that since I've been in Houston, and I got one to give out on April the 1st. Somebody that's coming down from Memphis that's gonna be here. I'm gonna give them one on April the 1st. And it's just like y'all said at the beginning, this nationwide. And then God told me that He like, you in Memphis, you doing good, you know, but this bigger than Memphis.
Oh yeah.
That would, yep.
Yeah, this bigger than black people.
Yep.
You know, so
Oh yeah.
he put me in a place where it's the most multicultural place in the whole country. So you gotta be Christianity. God ain't just for black people.
Yeah.
It ain't just one way to get to Houston from Memphis or from North Carolina. It's a whole lot of different ways to get here. It's a whole lot of ways to develop a relationship with God. It ain't just my way. So my way is my way He got for me, but a Chinese person might have a different way, a different relationship with God based on the area they come from, the culture they come from, and things like that. The language they speak, the way they body vibrate, and energy, all these things matter. But what's the foundation of all that is God. So if I go talk to a Chinese person about my relationship with God, he don't understand because the relationship is from God. I'm doing the right thing. I'm not doing nothing that's out of alignment with God anyway. And He created all of us, so He gonna join us together. He gonna make sure that we connect on the way that we supposed to connect. I met Africans, Mexicans, white guys, Chinese guys, and all of them the same way. When it comes to their kids, that's a different thing.
Universal.
Wow.
It is universal.
That's it.
All right.
Detrick.
All right, Mustang. Yeah.
Thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Man, bro, look, again, don't accept my friend request.
I got you, bro. Hey, you need to be on the lookout too, bro, for being the outstanding person that you are, bro.
Thank you, bro. I got you. Let's go.
You need to be on the lookout because they got Amazon and all that now, so I ain't got no problem with sending that thing through the mail to you.
Let's get it.
Okay. All right.
I dig this. We're gonna do part 2 soon.
Man, I can't wait, bro. I'm ready. I enjoy this so much because this the mission. This is my life, man, and I like sharing my life story. And like I said, just giving people an example of how to overcome your circumstances and continue to follow God despite.
Let's go. All right.
Okay.
I dig. We're talking a little bit, bro.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, salute. What y'all want me to say? What y'all mouth hung open like me. You saw how I was acting. And Detrick, I blame you. But anyway, y'all saw how I was acting. Did y'all hear wisdom after wisdom after wisdom on top of wisdom on top of wisdom? Listen, oftentimes you hear a lot about the children, the mothers, and those things are important. But imagine God loving the unit so much that He would instruct somebody to say, hey, you go ahead and you focus on them kids. And when I get out of the situation I'm in, I'm going to go after them fathers. Because if we go after these fathers, it's going to impact the home of the kids. And not only the kids, like Detrick touched real quick when he talked about me and my wife, but it also touched that nuclear unit of the home as a whole, which is the enemy's after that. But listen, I ain't got nothing to say, man. I'm trying to hurry up do this, so I'll go back and watch it again. This was good, babe. Come on now, what you got?
Well, it was a couple parts in there that really got me. But I think what I liked how he broke down, about being a father is not a privilege. It's a responsibility. And with the upbringing that I had, and the father that I had, I definitely can appreciate that. But there's something that when he said something about it's okay for Black men to seek counseling, and things that they need, because when I was raised around, the type of man that he wouldn't even wear had no umbrella when it rained. Felt like, man didn't need an umbrella out in the rain. We just gonna go out in the rain. We just gonna be tough, and
men don't cry.
Right, yeah,
all of those types of things.
But I have to say that it, in a sense, it's good to see their strength, but then again, it can affect you in a way where you think that all men should be like that.
Right.
But that's not true. So I like the fact that he honed in on the emotions of the man and the benefit of counseling for men, especially Black men, since it's such a stigma for Black people to have counseling. You can have a counselor in Jesus.
I think the thing too that stood out to me was one of the parts, and y'all know it was so many parts, but one of the parts about having friends that he went to high school with, and all of them being examples, and him being able to give out awards. I think he said to at least 6 of those guys that he hung out with that didn't have that example in their own lives, but they are extraordinary fathers, and he was honored to be able to give out awards to them for stepping up and stepping out and being amazing fathers. Absolutely phenomenal. Detrick, bro, you rock. And to all the fathers out there, and the mothers and the sisters and the children that love them, salute, for real, for real. I mean, it inspired and it touched me. I mean, it makes me want to step up even more as a father, because like my wife said, and like Detrick said, it ain't no privilege. It's a responsibility. You know what I'm saying? It's a privilege to put on a badge. You know what I'm saying? In the world of privilege, I get what people say when they say that, but when something is a responsibility, it's a responsibility for me to breathe in order to live. And it's a responsibility to raise your children and be the example that they need. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was great. What you got?
Well, I just have information here. If you want to reach out,
how can they find
to Detrick? The website is www.FATHERSorganization.org, and it's FATHERSorganization.org. FATHERSorganization.org. And you can also find him on social media under Detrick Green as well. And you can also reach out to us if you want to get in touch with him. We can get you in touch with Detrick as well. And as we close out, I want to read this that's on their website under fatherhood development. It says, fatherhood development is the process of fathers becoming involved in their children's lives and providing support and guidance. Fathers can play a vital role in a child's development, and the quality of the relationship between the father and the child is more important than the amount of time they spend together.
Let's go. And let's go. Again, like, share, subscribe. Reach out to us if you need to get in touch with Deep. Reach out to him through his website. And any of the guests that we've ever had on, if you are interested in seeing how you can get in touch with him, let us know. But we love you guys. We thank God for you guys. And stay tuned. You never know who's next. Peace.